Surges. Surges in Destiny 2 are a way to increase your damage output in, so say, video game. So, what are surges and how do they apply in everyday life in Destiny 2? Surges are what gives increased damage to all damage types: strand, stasis, void, arc, solar, and kinetic. It just kind of broadly makes everything easier because you can then increase your damage for almost everything, and you can have three of these in your armor. So your combinations could be endless to where you can have three different surges and you can, or two surges, one different, or all three the same surge. Now, honestly, just depends on how much you want to crunch the numbers. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's an armor surge? How do I activate it? And what's the damage output of me having a surge on? So I'll just tell you. You know, no suspense, no intro bullshit here. So, an armor charge is a charge of light, if you know what that means. If not, don't worry about it. That's just some old Destiny mumbo jumbo talk. To activate a surge, you need to pick up an orb, which that's the basic way to do. You can always find a way to make an orb. There's thousands of different ways to make orbs in Destiny 2, the video game. So if you don't know how to make an orb, this is not an orb making build. I'll probably make that later in the life of after Final Shape. So once you pick up an orb, you'll have a surge active, which you should have in your boot. One surge be 10%, two surge be 17%, and three surges is 22%. You can extend your surge lifespan with time dilation, so it can last up for God how long you ever fucking want it to be. Surges are a good way to do damage rotations and doing DPS to bosses, or just overall more damage and activities. You can practically be overkill if you were just mowing down red bars. So why am I talking about surges? Well, there's this very unknown knowledge, or it's been kind of like wiped over because many people are just too good at the video game or just haven't been re-educated over what happens with surges. So we'll step away from armor surges and go point at activity surges. This ranges to your nightfalls, your strikes, your master raids, your activities, seasonal activities. Those are activity surges. Activity surges will always have either a weapon type that is a overcharge surge, and then a just basic, like there's these two active subclass verb surges that just give a flat 25% bonus to outgoing damage. So let's break that down so you can kind of understand where this video is going to. So an activity surge, so that saying is arc, solar, stasis, strand, or void, that does a 25% damage outgoing, is tied to your subclass and your weapons. A lot of people don't know about that, but so say it's overcharged void. So your grenade, so if you spec into having your grenade last longer and say do more damage, say if you're a Hoyle Titan and you have a debuff. So therefore, not even adding in the debuff from artifacts, your grenade is already doing a shit ton of damage just because it has a flat 25. So there you go. You can understand why some people run matching subclasses in activities so they can do more damage over than saying it's not solar singe and someone's running solar versus someone running void and it's void singe. That's the difference. So that also adds to your super as well. Your super also has an ongoing 25% bonus damage. Now, is it worth, say, going into a GM all void hunters? I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say no. Obviously, it comes down to your skill rating, but overall, you know, you might want a well lock. You might want someone to run something different. I'm not saying, oh, don't do this. I'm just saying when applying these activity surges to yourself, it then becomes, how do I want to optimal my build for, say, a GM or for a master raid? So that's activity surges. Now going into overcharge surge, which is say, or mostly it's in GMs and master raids, is say like it's overcharged surge rockets or grenade launchers, glaives, whatever. That is a flat 25. A lot of people have forgotten or don't remember or just need a refresher. An overcharge surge does not stack with an activity surge. So say that it is solar surge and you running Gallowhorn because it's also rocket surge. Gallowhorn's only going to get that flat overcharge surge of 25%. But here comes the fun part. This is where armor surges come into play. Armor surges stack with activity surges. This is where it gets confusing, so let me try to say it really slow and easy to understand. Overcharged and activity surges don't double dip together, meaning that 25 rocket oversurge and 25 solar surge don't stack on top of each other and you get a flat 50% increase. That is what some people don't realize or don't understand, but that's the basic understanding. That's the basic I can get. Those do not stack, but you can run armor surges. Armor surges do stack with activity surges. So that being said, say you are running 3 solar surges and you're running Gallowhorn. I'm using Gallowhorn as a basic thing, just everyone knows what Gallowhorn is at this point. So there's rocket oversurge, 25%, and you have a solar surge. You have 3 solar surges in your armor. So now your rocket, since Gallowhorn is a solar rocket, is now going to get a 22% increase on top of that 25 base overcharge. Now you're probably wondering, well, hold on, they stack? And the answer is yes. A lot of people thought there was diminishing returns, but there isn't. It is a flat just 25 plus how many surges you have. I personally would not opt for having 3 surges in a GM, but if you're built different, then go ahead. So what is this saying about going into activities and building your armor? If you are confident, you can probably run 3 surges, or if you want to be on the safe side, you can run 2 armor surges and then just, use the bonus surge or of the activity you're doing to carry the momentum of your damage. And this is something that a lot of people don't know or just didn't know in basic understanding. And why this video is being made is because we were doing E-root damage and we were just like, we don't know what we're going to do. And, right now, of recording this video, it's Deathsinger's challenge and it is Arc and Strand Surge. So we opted to use Arc weapons and, well, it worked. I mean, we played it into the cards, but some of us weren't even using surges to boost our damage. How do I know about this? Is because I went back and was like, all right, well, let me try this out. Let me see what this does. So yeah, overall, so if you're in master content, the answer is yes, run surges that match a surge of your weapon. So that being saying, it's solar, you got your cataclysm, so you got a solar surge 25% over, bonus plus a 22, then you have 47% just damage of surges. That's not adding in any radiant, well, bubble, any damage amplifiers, anything. That's not adding in all of that. So that is surges. A lot of people don't know about that portion of surges, that activity surges stack with armor surges, but overcharge and surge for the activities don't double dip. I hope this video came very helpful and understanding. And if you have any further questions, I probably will try my best to answer. Probably won't, because I usually try to make it very basic and understanding at this point, because I don't usually make these videos anymore. But I just thought it'd be something to understand. Thank you again. See you next time.
is coming.